Good evening. Tonight, if you're a fan of cheese, you've come to the right place. We're going to be making grilled mac and cheese for the first time ever on this show. And if you like Velveeta, you're also in the right place. And in the right place, we always wash our hands before we start to cook. So like I said, if you're a fan of cheese, you've come to the right place. Before we get started with our grilled mac and cheese tonight, we're sponsored by Bougie Candles. You can click the link below to find great scents like these. Lavender mint. It smells fantastic. The most important thing for anyone to know when it comes to cooking is that directions don't matter, especially when you want to make something new and make it your own way. So the things on the back of this box, I don't care about them, and neither should you. So that's why we have our water in the pot boiling, and the most important thing about this is getting your water really hot. So I'm going to take you through how to do that. In my home, I have a gas stove. What's cool about that, for people who don't know what a gas stove is you're going to manually light it on fire. So what we do here is we turn our knob all the way, and you can hear the gas. Now we're lighting it, and it's on. Beautiful. And a little trick also is put some salt in your water as it's boiling. It's going to add flavor to your pasta, which is what we want. This recipe is all about flavor. And it's just going to speed up the process. When you're hungry, you don't want to wait around. Who wants to wait around? Not me! So Velveeta gives us these shells in the original box. And I think their method behind that is really to get the cheese stuck in the shells when you eat it, which I'm a fan of. I think it's great. So the water's boiled. I use about 2/3 of the box, and it's important to drop at least 1 or 2 shells on the floor when you're doing that. It's just a habit, so you have to do it. Important note, when this happens, you only need one thing and one thing only, and it's not fire extinguisher. It's a wooden spoon. Put it over there, reduce the heat a little bit, and what this magical spoon is going to do for you is make sure that this does not boil over. So now that we've had our shells going for a little bit, we're an all-inclusive kitchen, so I like to use multiple different types of pastas when I'm cooking. This is a bird's nest, which I'm a huge fan of. We're going to drop that in. These take a lot less to cook, which is why we put the shells in first. So we got our shells, which is going to trap the cheese for us. And then we also have our bird's nest, and what that's going to do is really make it so when we're eating the sandwich part of our meal, it can get really sloppy, and it becomes fun. Draining our pasta, putting it back in, we're going to get a nice even pour in there. And now comes for another vital part of the recipe. Now Velveeta gives you its cheese, which is absolutely phenomenal, in this bag right here. And they encourage you to just rip it down the middle like a barbarian, which I think is insane. What you need is a nice pair of shears or scissors or just anything sharp that is just going to cut this thing smooth down the side. Now another TikTok trick, which I've seen lately, has been to just fold the end like this and just pull it down so you get every single last ounce of cheese out of this bag. And now this is the part where you're not going to use your nose, you're not going to use your eyes, you're going to use your ears and listen. One of the funnest parts of the recipe, and now that's ready to go. An important thing is you don't want your pan to get too hot when there's nothing on it. So when the burner doesn't need to be on, don't turn it on. Our bread has been warming up in the toaster, which is just a veteran move. If you know, you know. And we're putting our bread on here. That's going to heat up real nice. And immediately, what I'm going to do is take my Land O'Lakes half pound of American cheese and put at least 2.5, 3 slices right on top. Nice and nice. Doesn't need to look pretty because it all goes to the same place. But it's really important. Cheese is 100% the key to this recipe. So we're just going to load her up. Alright, so our pasta is officially cheesed and officially done. as well as our toast. And we're about to complete this wonderful recipe, which I hope you all can indulge yourselves in for many years to come. So you need at least 2.5 scoops firmly pressed onto your bread. And you really need to maneuver and operate the pasta carefully. Any spills are just ridiculous. And you put it on both slices of bread, just 'cause. And we're gonna flip it over. Perfect golden brown and square, triangle, however you like. I like triangles. And if you watch any cooking show where at the end the cook does not try what they've just created for you, they're phonies. Rating 1 to 10? 10.